This is a HeadGum podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the host of the hit podcast, That Was Us. Starring Chris Sullivan, Mandy Moore, and my dad, Sterling K. Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wiltern Theater. And the very first live episode of That Was Us.
I feel like
This is cool.
I feel like this is the dream we had, like, as we were starting the podcast. We're like, we hadn't even really done an episode. We're like, let's do a live show.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for such a long time. Like, wouldn't it be fun? Wouldn't it be so cool if, like, we had people here and, like, they heard us talk and we did something interesting, and now people are here.
They're here. And the pressure is on.
You guys, thank you so much for sharing the evening with us. We really appreciate it.
Spending your Saturday with us.
Yeah, if you're listening to the pod, you're going to get to hear us talk. It's a rewatch podcast, but we're not rewatching a specific episode tonight. We are talking about the musical world that is This Is Us.
Yeah.
We have some guests who are going to come out and talk to us. So, should we introduce our guests?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
First, we are going to bring out the composer for This Is Us, Siddhartha Khosla. Not only did he do the compositions for This Is Us, he did the compositions for pretty much, I think Dan Fogelman has been quoted that says, none of my stuff works without him.
Yeah.
Please welcome Sid Khosla.
There you go. I like hugs. Hugs are warm. Warm hugs. Olaf.
We're hugging like we haven't been sound
Like
checking
we haven't
for 4
all
hours.
just been hanging out. Exactly. We haven't all been
God,
like
you're here.
hanging out.
Who's next? Who should we bring on next?
So the next gentleman that's going to join us today, I get to be the sole lady for the podcast panel.
Look at you.
This next gentleman is someone near and dear to me personally.
Yeah.
He's the frontman for a band called Dawes.
Yeah, he is.
I have 3 children with him. He's the most talented songwriter, singer, musician on the
Look at her
planet,
light
in my
up. It's
estimation, Mr. Taylor Goldsmith.
TG! Listen, last but not least, me and this guy have 3 kids together. He is my work
Pretty
husband.
close. Pretty
He's my
close.
work husband. We've worked together on 2 shows in a row. I love him dearly. He has the cutest cheeks in the whole wide world. Please welcome your friend and ours, the creator of This Is Us, Daniel Eric Fogelman. Yeah. Come through. Come through. Right there, big dog. Right there.
Oh,
There you
right
go.
between me and Sterling, where we like you.
The hot seat.
All right,
So
guys.
we've brought you all here tonight to discuss the musical
Season 7. No, I'm
season
kidding. I'm
7
kidding.
of
I'm
This
kidding.
Is Us. All of
That's it.
these people have signed a petition. They will accept a 2-part movie.
That's good. Like Downton Abbey. I like it.
The musical environment of This Is Us became a world unto its own. Not just the compositions, not just the original songs, that were written by these two men down here. Not just the musical direction that was kind of fronted by this man, but the totality of the soundtrack. I was listening to all of it as we were preparing for this, and it has a tone that is full of hope and full of joy and full of love. And it's the way that we can all continue to get together.
Yeah.
And catch up.
Thanks, sister.
Thank you for
So I would like to start
teching us
with
here.
Dan, if we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, woo it.
It's my dad.
Because your musical taste, your musical fingerprint is
Yeah.
all over this show.
Yeah.
Can you please walk us through maybe the pilot, the first couple of episodes, the musical moments, or the artists that you wanted to include that you just knew? Because I know that you had them in mind as you
Well,
were
because
writing.
oftentimes, sorry to interrupt, but like stuff would be written into the scripts.
Yeah.
Like a music, like this is the mic drop here, or the needle drop rather.
Right.
So it is interesting. Obviously, you're a deeply musical person. You're a deep music fan. So I am curious to hear like where that started, where it comes from, and how you sort of infuse that in your work.
Yeah. I mean, ironically, I'm not sure I have great musical taste. My friends used to make fun of me growing up for my musical taste. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I would say, you know what the best song of all time is?
What?
Life is a Highway. Like, and my friends would always, my cool, you know, you're in
Came
high
back
school.
around again.
You know, you're in high school and your friends are always like want to be cool and different, and they would always make fun of me. And then I wrote the movie Cars, and I got Rascal Flatts covered "Life Is a Highway," and it became like the
See,
coolest.
wish
And I was like,
fulfillment.
"You see, motherfuckers, I know what I'm doing." No, but I think it's born out of a lot of things. I think I learned a lot about music, actually making the show and how you pick music for a show. But I learned a lot about how you pick music. I now make playlists on Spotify and keep making them in the course of a year. I send them to Sid a lot and to the editors. But the Labby Cifre song that's at the end of the pilot,
Yes.
Watch Me, was one that the directors of the pilot, John and Glenn, had sent to me. They're like, oh, we were thinking about this as a vibe for the show. And I was like, that's going to be the ending, when the guy starts smoking the cigarette in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I remember playing it while Milo was shooting that. Like I was sitting in the back, I was like, guys, isn't it gonna be cool? Listen. And Milo was doing a dialogue and I was playing it on my phone and everyone was like, shh, the sound guys were like shushing me. Yeah. But it wasn't because I was a genius. Like I heard that song and I was like, that's gonna be at the end. And that actually, in a weird way, for the needle drop that Mandy's referring to, kind of set the palette. I was like, well, we're gonna use timeless music that kind of could play today. It could play 100 years ago. It could play 100 years from now.
Sure.
And I just started compiling with our music supervisors, like giant banks of songs. And then Sid became the real secret sauce of it.
Yeah.
And that was a much longer process for us, I think.
The primary mandate then was timelessness. Was there any overriding sort of objectives besides timelessness that you were thinking about in terms of what you picked for the show?
Not really. I mean, my thing is like, I've never been able to work in theory a lot. You know what I mean? Like I want this type of thing, or I want it. I just kind of know it when I hear it. Like Sid is always sending me stuff. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Right? Like I'm not good that way, I don't think, right, Sid? Like I don't, like you're like, Sid always is like, talk to me about what you're thinking. I'm like, I don't know. And then he plays something. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's
gotcha.
it. But I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
Yeah, normally your direction is figure it out.
Yeah.
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 I
And
definitely don't like
the-
that.
It's the most daunting thing to hear too. You're like, okay. He's like, just figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll know when I hear it. All right.
So people who've listened to the podcast probably have heard a little bit of this story, but I'm curious for you guys to sort of like recount it, because we got Sid's side, but I'd love to hear how you and Sid sort of came into each other's lives and then developed such a close working relationship, because now you guys are sort of inseparable. Yeah. You do everything together.
Well, I've known Sid, we were college roommates our freshman year, basically. We lived in the same hall of college.
Yeah.
Your RA's here.
What's your line you always say about like that it's cute about us?
What was it? Oh, I've known you longer than I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very This Is Us line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
But Sid was like this floppy-haired Indian kid at my college that sang a cappella music in college, and he had a little electric keyboard in his dorm room. And
We were called Off the Beat.
Yes.
All right, I'm not mad at that. Yeah.
But then we were...
And here are the rest of your members. Can you imagine? Oh,
Actually,
next time.
And I mean, we lived with a bunch of like athletes, and it wasn't a fraternity, just a group of guys. And I was like, guys, we have to go to Sid's acapella show. And everyone's like, I don't want to, please don't make me go to Sid's acapella show. And I was like, we're going. And like, we went, and I remember thinking like, oh, that's the most talented person I've ever met. Like I remember very vividly at this acapella show.
I mean, he also thought Life is a Highway was the best song he'd ever heard. I don't know.
It's true.
When you first said that, I thought
honestly-
you meant life as a fast lane, life in the fast lane. So I was like, oh yeah, life in the fast lane. And then when you mentioned Rascal Flatts, like, oh, life is a highway, different song.
Tom Cochran. One of the greats.
You had me, you lost me.
Yeah, but I mean, so I mean, and then I just was always be so tickled by listening to Sid perform, because I mean, his voice, you guys will hear it later. He's it's incredible. And then I was the guy when Sid had a really cool band out here in LA that was like a KCRW kind of darling. I was the guy going to the Mint with like 4 other people to every one of Sid's shows, watching him. And I was like, how are people not here? This is the most talented man in the world.
Did you guys both come to LA at the same time, or who came first?
I definitely
got here
came first.
yeah.
You were first. And how far behind were you?
Like a year later.
Like a year later. Okay.
But Sid was in a rock band. He was the lead singer and like kind of writer for a band.
A band called Gold Spot.
Gold Spot.
Was that the one that was happening then?
Guys, Gold Spot. No.
You see? Yeah.
You're going to hear a Gold Spot selection later. It's one of my favorite songs. It's one of our family's favorite songs.
Cold Spot.
You're going to get
That's
into it.
good.
They were really awesome.
They were big on the R&B charts. I know a lot about Cold Spot.
And so so for a long time, I was like trying to figure my way through writing, and Sid was figuring his way through music out in LA. And we were just like young guys trying to figure out how to do it in different fields.
It was still a cappella, and you're like, you got to learn an instrument.
There has to be an instrument.
We need a guitar. We need a piano. Something.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with more That Was Us.
There's always that moment before a trip when you're trying to wrap everything up, work, family stuff, packing. It's a lot, right? Like when I'm packing for a trip, what I generally do is I lay everything out on the bed and then remove about 25% of the stuff.
I start packing like a good week before.
A week?
Sorry, especially if it's
Zoinks.
like a whole family trip.
Oh, well, because moms have got the different piles, different kids.
Yeah.
Rachel's got a whole system.
I
that,
have a whole
like,
system too. I have like a whole mental checklist.
And when you finally leave, the last thing you want to do is worry about what's happening back home.
Which is why, while you're away on those trips, hosting your home on Airbnb can be a practical way to put your space to use. And with Airbnb's co-host network, you can hire a vetted local co-host to take care of your home and guests while you're away, so you can focus on making memories.
What do I want off my plate when I'm out of town? Everything.
Everything. The house is clean.
Watered the plants.
Yeah.
I don't want to worry about a thing.
And you know what?
yourself.
A co-host can help manage reservations. They can handle guest communication and provide on-site support so everything runs smoothly.
And when you travel with family, finding a home to stay in together makes things easier. You can spread out, cook if you want, and still be together. Like instead of getting a separate place for your kids, you can. Everybody can just stay in the same one.
Everybody can be all together. I love that.
By hosting your home on Airbnb, you can give families a space to make memories and earn a little extra while your place would otherwise be empty.
And if you are ready to host but you need a little help, you can find a co-host at airbnb.com/host.
You guys.
Yeah.
Every night, I have a sweet boy who's 10 years old, and he spends about 3 hours on his mattress. And then he comes and joins his mom and dad in our bed, right?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes he likes to spread out because his limbs are getting long or whatnot. I went and I got him a Lisa mattress.
Yeah.
So when he comes to my bed, sometimes I just switch places.
That's right.
Oh,
Gang.
nice.
I'm sleeping on a Legend full-size mattress at night, and the drop-off between my bed, there's none. I sleep so comfortably. The firmness is perfect. There's a coolness to the mattress that I absolutely love. Like it's one of the smartest investments that I've made. Getting him a mattress, not for him.
For you.
It's for me.
That's right. That's right. Lisa has a lineup of beautifully crafted mattresses tailored to how you sleep specifically. So when you go to their website, you can kind of identify, what kind of sleeper am I? Am I warm, cold, firm, soft, whatever you need.
And whatever your specific sleep position is.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, and they can tailor the mattress to you. Leesa mattresses, they're meticulously designed. They're assembled in the USA.
Let's go.
For exceptional quality. Plus, they back it all up with free shipping, easy returns, and a 120-night sleep trial.
Yes, sir.
Sleep on it for 4 months.
Come on, man.
See how it goes.
Yes.
Go to leesa.com for 20% off, plus get an extra $50 off with promo code TWU, exclusive for our listeners. That's LEESA.com, promo code TWU for 20% off, plus an extra $50 off. Come and show our show support. Let them know that we sent you after checkout. Again, that is leesa.com, promo code TWU.
But you had that, I remember you saying this to us before, you had this vision, like, when I do shows, like, I'm gonna have him do the music. And I remember you telling us, Sid, like, I've never done this thing before. And so you just kind of threw it at you. Like, talk to us a little bit about that. You just believed, like, you knew that he could do it?
He needed a job. I mean...
Buddy, we all did when this show started.
Yeah. We always need a job.
Yes, sir. That's real.
I don't remember how it started, honestly.
I was in Gold Spot, and
Gold Spot, not Cold Spot.
Not Coldplay. No,
No.
band. Yeah, I was in Coldplay actually, and the band sort of like it was like it never got super successful. It sort of hit a ceiling, and it was around that time where Dan called me and was like, "Hey, you want to come in and score the second season of my TV show?" It was a TV show called The Neighbors on ABC.
Right on.
And I remember being like, I think you got like the wrong person. Like, I can't do this. Like, I didn't study this. I was a singer-songwriter in a band. And that was like this orchestral score. And I was like, I wouldn't even know how to begin. And he's like, no, I think you can do it. He's like, you'll figure it out, the way he talks. And I remember just in a complete panic for like, just that entire year scoring that show. I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I just turned in stuff, and you seemed to like it.
First 2 tracks were a cappella, though, and he was like, get an instrument.
Yeah. Dum, dum. I was like, yeah, the whole time. And then, so I scored that show for that year, and then the show got canceled after that second season.
Yeah, but it's not because of your music. Like
No.
Dan is still
Definitely
learning how to
wasn't.
write.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or you're writing.
No.
You're given this opportunity and you feel like a fish out of water, but clearly, what kind of notes were you getting? You were doing something right. Like, people weren't saying this is crap. Like,
I think what it was like, since Dan had seen me, Dan was like one of 5 people that would come and see my band play, but he would come to these shows, and I think he just noticed that, he always liked like my melodic writing or like my melodies. And I think he was like, if I connect to that my interpretation of it is that if I'm Dan, if I connect to your songs, I think other people will also connect to your melodies in my shows and films or shows. Yeah. But
he didn't let you do the films?
So
he didn't let you do the films. He only let you do shows.
No films.
By the way, when I talk about the 5-person, I mean, Sid was playing sold out arenas and opening for Death Cab for Cutie and like charting in different countries. Like, the band was right there. Yeah. But I think what it was his music always made me like really deeply feel something emotional. And I couldn't, even when it was just like a kind of pop song, you felt something. And I think that's what the magic sauce of This Is Us became. Yeah. It was such a big part of it. His music makes you feel emotional.
You didn't want people to feel that in Fred Claus?
Less than in Fred Claus. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I got you. Yeah. He wrote Fred Claus. That's what
Thank you, Sterling.
You're welcome.
And at what stage in the process did Taylor come in as a partner? What was the first song that you guys wrote for the show?
So there was a season 1 party, right? There was like an FYC event, or for your consideration event, season 1, where our band sort of performed some of the music from the show season 1. And afterwards, I went up to the bar, and Taylor was there with Mandy, right? And I was like, I went up to you because I was like the biggest fan of his band Dawes. And yeah, and I just loved that band so much, and just in our conversation, we just hit it off. We started talking about music and the show, and I think we just left that conversation saying like, hey, maybe like one day we'll write something together, and that's how we left it. And then what was the first thing we wrote together?
And then I think the first thing was Invisible Ink, right?
Invisible Ink?
Yeah,
That's right.
when Rebecca's going and trying out for that record exec or venue owner, I kind of forget which. Oh,
It
it's
was
the
a
label.
record exec.
Yeah, it was record exec.
When she
label.
went out to LA.
She
And
moves out to
it was
LA,
like, you
yeah.
don't have it. Yeah, the LA trip.
And Pittsburgh good.
And, it was in Pittsburgh.
No.
From Pittsburgh.
from
That was
Pittsburgh.
the,
Okay,
the
yeah.
critique. I was Pittsburgh good.
Right. Yeah, you were Pittsburgh good.
That's
that
right,
was it.
that's
Yeah. And I was so thrilled because it was like I'm watching her build this character along with the whole operation with you and with the cast, and watching her explore these emotions, and then to be asked by you, like, let's get into the mind of a young struggling songwriter, Rebecca, and what would she be writing about? What would she be singing about? So to be any small part of the subconsciousness of what I'm watching you bring to life was like, what a cool opportunity. I feel like, and I felt like, yeah, like I'm psyched for this because I do feel like I have this unique insight into the way that this character is growing because I'm watching it in front of me. Not that I feel like I brought anything particularly special in that level, but I thought
Shame, sir.
You did.
Nice.
But I mean, even like I remember when we wrote it, I thought like I think we sat down. You had this musical idea, and then I think we texted about like certain lyrics, like what's the first lyric, what's the title, and one thing I never knew is your involvement, Dan, for this stuff. Like I would always be dealing with Sid. And then, not with that song, but later songs, there was a couple of times where it was like, Dan's not sure about that word. I'm like, okay, so Dan is a part of this process. He is hearing this.
He weighs in from afar. Yeah.
Sid says, I love it. I love everything you do. It's Dan.
Dan is not
Dan
feeling
said
this
that
one.
The second verse did not like it.
Every once in a while.
He went like this and made a fart sound.
Every once in a while, I come
Thumbs
up.
down emoji.
I come up with like some
I
black
love it.
shit for the show. I was like, Dan, what do you think about putting this on? He's like, nah, that ain't going on. Like, it's all good.
That's so not
But
true.
that's an interesting process, right? Like to be in a songwriting team with two guys who've essentially just met, right, is one thing. But then to have to be writing for a third entity, which is This Is Us, which we can say Dan Fogelman is This Is Us, right? That's an interesting feedback to have to take into your songwriting process. What was that like?
Well, and also like there's that feedback, but there's also like, well, we know that this has to be Pittsburgh good, so we want to write the best song we can, but we also have to make it track for what she's about to experience.
No slight against Pittsburgh. Come on, we love Pittsburgh.
I didn't write the line.
But for me though, like, and I'm now remembering like the call I made to you, because see, like the music on This Is Us, the songs that were used, like the things that like I had nothing to do with, like the Labby Safries or Jackson Brown or Paul Simon or these artists that were being used in the show, like the level of the music and the songwriting was like up here.
Yeah.
And so I called you because I've said this to Dan for years too. It's like I think that Taylor's like one of the best songwriters like on the planet. Period.
Second that.
What's that? He's
I
incredible.
second that.
And his lyric writing and music, all of it is just like it's so elevated. And like and if you don't listen to Dawes, go listen to Dawes because it's
Listen to
poetry. It's poetry set to beautiful music.
That's what you need to say.
And it's just like it breaks you in like the most perfect way. And so it worked out perfectly because Taylor was like a dream person to collaborate with, and then we could also elevate the stuff to where it needed to be. So that's.
I appreciate hearing that. But that song, even when I remember thinking about that song, the last line of the chorus is, turns out all the ink is invisible if you give it enough time. And when we wrote that, we had no idea what Rebecca was going to go through. And I remember like when the show ended, I was like, oh, wow, like that line, even though we definitely weren't thinking about it because it wasn't something we could have possibly known, that line had a new dimension to it, and I thought like, wow, it's so cool how the whole show's like talking to each other, talking to itself, in ways that are just pure accidents, but it felt really beautiful.
There's also something so meta about the fact that like you're at home with her, right? And you're helping write stuff for her character. It was just so cool. Like you understood her character because you saw her develop that character at home, probably.
You guys talk through that stuff together, or does he just kind of do his thing and then you wait and see?
I mean, it's pretty separate. I feel like I get a sneak peek of like, ooh, that's beautiful. I love that melody. But like, yeah, most of it's kept pretty. You guys know how to do your job. You don't need me weighing.
But I see how Taylor is, how he's just walking around with the guitar, just constantly playing. Like, is he doing that with like Rebecca's songs as well, like around the house and just sort of listening a little bit?
Yeah, he kind of can't help himself.
Yeah.
Sure.
I dig that.
The music flows from him.
It's like, babe, the kids need to eat. You need to put it down now.
Grilled cheese.
Wow. You guys are feeding the beast.
Yeah. There'll be
Get
more
ready.
First musical moment.
Yeah.
First musical moment. Of the evening. So where did your musical taste start? Do you guys remember, is it your parents who turned you on to certain things? What were the first artists that you remember? First concerts?
Ooh.
First songs you remember hearing growing up?
I'll tell you mine, but I'm not the musical people.
No,
I'm not going first.
we should all jump in.
Mine was the Victory Tour.
Oh.
That's Michael Jackson, the
Okay.
Jacksons.
Okay.
Wow.
Because Randy was alive. There's 6 of them. And we went to Knoxville, Tennessee. I was 5 years old, and I took my mom and my sister with me. And it was pretty friggin' awesome.
Get in the car, guys. We're
That
going.
was my first
You
concert.
took them, yeah.
You took them.
Yeah, I took them. I was like, come on, guys. We're going to see the Jacksons. Who else?
My first concert was, I remember very vividly I lived out here for 1.5, 2 years in Irvine, and Case, thank you.
Shout out to
Irvine
Irvine.
in the house.
Shout out to Irvine.
I lived here in 3rd and 4th grade, I believe.
Wait, I never knew this.
Just for a year and a half.
Wow.
4th and half of 5th grade. 4th and half of 5th grade.
Really?
So how old are you then? So
10,
10.
10.
So it was like 1986,
10,
and Casey Klappenbach across the street.
Come on,
We
Casey
used to-
Klappenbach.
We used to perform the entire Born in the USA album. in
Casey
his
be
back.
clapping it back.
We would put on, and his parents got tickets to go to Dodger Stadium. I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember, I have a very vivid memory of 2 guys were sitting next to us. They must have been college-age kids, and you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand when he would sing like Thunder Road. I was like, where are the songs? Like, what's? I only knew Born in the USA. I had no conception of any other song. But they put us on their shoulders the entire concert. And I just remember that. And then I remember getting stuck in Dodger Stadium parking lot and looking at the clock.
19-year-olds are heavy, too.
Dude, yeah,
They're not
yeah.
light,
And I remember just looking at the clock and being like, this is the best day of my life, and this is the latest I've ever been awake. Because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning in the parking lot.
So
And I have a very vivid memory.
This
of that.
explains a lot too, because I remember you went to New York to see like the Boss's show,
Yeah.
and you were like, "This is Sterling. It's like the best thing I've ever seen."
Yeah.
So there was a full circle moment.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Wow. That's a great first
Shout out
concert.
to the boss, no doubt.
You guys?
Yeah.
For me, it was just I lived in India when I was little. No one clapping for that?
I know.
India in the house!
That's what I'm talking about. So I grew up listening to music that like my grandparents would play in India, like old Hindi songs. That's cool.
And that's a concert. Was
Oh
there
yeah,
a
there we go.
concert?
What's that?
Was there a concert there that you went to?
No.
Okay.
We got no
Just your
concert.
grandparents.
Still never been to a concert.
Never been to one.
Tonight's your night.
Yeah, tonight's the night.
But Sid grew up like singing Hindi music, and like you hear it very much in the
In the
music
show.
of this.
Oh,
show.
for sure.
Like, it's like
Which is interesting to me because I feel like, I mean, I love all the work that you've done on different shows, but I feel like I feel the Hindi influence in This Is Us more than the other shows that you've worked on. Was that a conscious decision?
Well, I remember in season 1, as I was trying to figure out like what I was going to do on the show, and I was just like trying to figure it out. There was one episode that sort of unlocked everything for me, and that was was that 113? Was that 13? The 3 sentences?
Right.
So that was the episode where Kate is in that weight loss camp, and
Oh,
yeah.
right, the
Dum,
drum.
dum, dum,
and
dum.
she starts drumming, and as she's hitting like the sticks in this class, all of a sudden she sort of freaks out and has this memory of Jack's funeral. And I remember seeing that footage all of a sudden, and this is sort of why, like, Dan, our relationship sort of comes into play in the show, is that at that moment I was like, oh, and Dan, if you don't, I hope you don't mind him to say it, but like, I was like, oh, this show is like, in a way, it's about Dan's mom that he lost. And I remember that moment, like thinking, oh, this is like about something much deeper than what we're seeing on the screen. And it's about the guy that like wrote this and why he wrote this show. And so it became this like very meta moment for me. And in that moment, I did that Jack's theme, the whoa, whoa. I came up with that melody there. And I remember just like in my studio jamming on it and playing it. And all of a sudden, like I started singing like a Indian, that kind of thing over it. And I was like, why am I doing this? And I was just, for some reason I channeled my own family history. And I brought it into the show in that moment. And I remember Dan calling me after he heard that score and that scene, and he was like, dude, like that was great. And I was like, is it too Indian for you? And he was like, no. I was like, he's like, just now you keep going with this thing. And so that you opened the door for that to happen. So that's why there's that
cool.
influence in the music.
I didn't know that.
Clap for that.
yeah.
Clap for that. I remember you telling us that story on the podcast too. And it struck me in such a sincere way that there was an instinct prior possibly to erase part of yourself, or like maybe I don't bring that part of myself to this job, but in bringing your full self to it, he was able to hear something that goes like, oh, that connects with me. Yeah. Like even though it was very much culturally rooted in what you grew up with, listening to from your grandparents, like this Jewish cat over here who spent like a year and a half in Irvine before he like went back to Pittsburgh was like, oh, that shit pops. And I feel like it's such an interesting thing because sometimes we feel like in order to connect with other people, we have to erase a part of ourselves.
Or not show our fullest,
or not show like
the
our
fullest
fullness.
version. Yeah,
but like the answer is like, no. Like you're enough. Like when you bring that shit that is inherent within you, people will see and recognize something that's like, I may not know exactly that thing, but I feel you on that shit.
Yeah.
In fairness, yeah. The next piece you sent me, I was like, that's too Indian.
Yeah, that's too Indian.
Too much.
Period. Nothing else in the email.
I don't want your full self on that one.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Taylor, you've been playing music since about 18 months old, yeah? It's been, so what was your early musical inspirations, your that was present in your life?
It was really all my dad. I mean, he was a singer his whole life, and
Your dad is a bad man. Bro.
yeah. He actually had a concert yesterday in his. He lives in like a facility for like older folks. He plays at 2:30.
And he just rocks out. Are you
go
serious?
You
there
can't just leave it at facility. He lives in a facility.
They have a curfew.
It's
at
maximum
4
security.
PM. But yeah, like
And they've had noise complaints. They're like, he's too loud. He rocks out too hard.
he's in his wheelchair and he's ripping it. It's amazing.
He can rip.
Yeah.
You can't contain the funk.
It's awesome. But like when I was young, he would be playing like the Baked Potato here in LA, or he'd be playing at like an AA picnic or something like that, because he was like big in the program, like, which was great for him. And so but it was I would just grow up being around all of his these musician friends of his, some of which were home from bigger tours. Like the organ player was always out with Bonnie Raitt, and the bass player was out with CSNY, and this was the band that they would play in when they were home. And my dad would let me stay up and go see them all play. And then my dad would be like, "You're gonna come up and play guitar tonight," and I could barely play guitar. And
barely walk.
Yeah. But and his bandmates would be like, "Lenny, don't do that. We're like your kid's nice, but like we're not. That's not what we're doing here."
How old would you be when he did this?
This was like I guess for singing with my dad, it was like from 5 or 6. But playing guitar, it was like 11 or 12.
Okay, gotcha.
And they all came around and we all became friends. But it was like sometimes like, oh, here comes the kid. And so those were my first concerts. But in terms of me developing my own taste, like our dad had us on such a beautiful, perfect diet of like, here's Otis, here's James Brown, here's the Stones, here's the Beatles. And I'm like, Dad, here's Matchbox 20. Here, which,
Yeah.
and I still love that stuff.
Third Eye Blind.
Yeah, Third Eye Blind, Matchbox 20, Semisonic, Vertical Horizon. I was just like,
Vertical Horizon.
very
That
much.
Nickelback, baby. Do it. Don't be shit ashamed.
I was very much 12
draw the
years
line
old in
somewhere.
1997.
Come on.
And so those were those concerts that I wanted to go to. And my dad, to his credit, was always like, "Cool, we'll do that. We'll go, we'll go." And I don't want to sound like I'm disparaging those bands. I still listen to a lot of those records, but it was just definitely not what he had in mind. But yeah, he was so supportive of that. And then of course, finally, I found my way to the more bedrock stuff. Like, it took me a little while, but like finding Joni and Leonard and Dylan and Paul Simon and all that stuff, where I was like, oh, now what a song can do, not just to my musical taste, but to my heart and to my sense of self, like kind of was busted wide open. But yeah, he kind of facilitated that whole journey.
I love that. Hold on. Before Sully asks another question, I want to turn it on you, big dog. First concert, musical influence.
First concert that I can remember was the Beach Boys.
That's good.
That's
It's a good
great
one.
first concert.
That my parents took me to. First artists, like I got a solid, steady stream of Paul Simon from my mom.
Nice.
And I got
Wow.
a solid, steady stream of John Prine from my dad.
Great.
Which, if you listen to John Prine, it's not for 5-year-olds.
No.
It's grown-up music.
But it sounds like it might be
it
4 or
sounds
5-year-olds,
like
but
it
it's not.
might be.
Yeah.
Is
but it's
John
not.
Prime like, does he do like baby making music or like what kind of stuff?
No, he wrote a lot of songs about the Vietnam War.
Not baby making.
And about heroin
Got it,
addiction.
got
Not
it.
baby make it.
Okay, I
You
understand
know.
now.
No, no.
There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
that
you.
was in Dad's car. When Mom found out about that, it was a surprise. But John Prine is incredible nonetheless, and it actually has a tie to this show.
Yeah.
If you can speak to that. Because he contacted, John Prine in his older age, contacted the show and loved the show so much.
So cool. I'm honestly trying to remember the story. I remember hearing secondhand that he and his wife loved watching the show on like Tuesday nights or something like that. And then I'd always listen to John Prine, and then I was always, and then we found a couple of spots we used the music in. I'm trying to remember exactly where. It's all a blur, but I remember then you meeting him, right?
Yeah.
Well, how did that all transpire?
I mean, through the show.
Through the show.
I mean, through the show, we reached out, and my dad and I, and my whole family went to a show of his here in LA, and my dad and I got a chance to go backstage and meet him. When you guys started when did you write your first song?
You asking me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
Sterling.
Sterling. Yeah.
Grilled cheese.
No, you're not asking.
No, asking these two
You're
gents
asking
down
me
here.
I was probably 15 or 16. It was probably one of the. It was so awful. Whatever I wrote, it was my girlfriend. A song for my girlfriend. It was so bad.
It was great.
And you?
I remember all I wanted to, the only reason why I wanted to learn guitar was to write a song. So I learned a G chord, a D7 chord, and an A7 chord, because they're not the same as just A and D chords. Like it's played a little different. It was a little bit easier. And once I knew those 3 chords, there's got to be some combination that works that I could write a song.
Did you learn other people's music before you started writing your own? Like, were you playing other people's songs? What was the first song you learned on the guitar? Life is a Highway.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I think I wrote it, once I knew 3 chords, I wrote a song, and it was horrible, and I'd barely remember what it was even called, but I tried to start writing immediately, but then when I started learning more chords, then it was about just those Beatle cheat books and stuff that you could see what chords go together, and that taught me a lot, just kind of seeing how other songs functioned, or listening to records and trying to figure out how Third Eye Blind did it.
You know, it would have been great if you were like, well, Taylor and Sid, we found those first songs, and you pulled it up.
Does everybody?
It's even better. There's a guitar right there. We'd like to hear them.
We could do that.
More That Was Us after this short break.
These days, I am all about quality over quantity, especially when it comes to my closet. If it isn't well made and versatile, it ain't for me. Honestly, that is why I love Quince. The fabrics feel elevated, the cuts are thoughtful, and the pricing actually makes sense.
Now, Quince works directly with safe, ethical factories and cuts out the middlemen. You're not paying for brand markup or fancy retail stores, just quality clothing.
I have this incredible Quince cotton cashmere sweater, which has become kind of my go-to right now. I mean, I feel like as we're transitioning into warmer weather, I still want to have that added layering piece that kind of can elevate an outfit. But also if you're going, on an airplane or you're going somewhere where it's air conditioned, you want to make sure that you have something that's comfortable, that's going to keep you cozy and warm as well.
Right now, go to quince.com/TWU for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's a full year to wear it and love it, and trust me, you will. Now available in Canada, too.
Don't keep settling for clothes that don't last. Go to QUINCE.com/TWU for free shipping and 365-day returns.
That's quince.com/TWU.
How does what you use every day shape how you feel? Well, let me tell you. One of the things that shapes a big part of our home is the bed sheets that we got from Cozy Earth. When we go to bed, these sheets, you guys, I've never slept on sheets like this ever from anywhere. We wrap our bed in those sheets. I wrap my wife in the Cozy Earth pajamas. She got several sets for Christmas, and we are off to resting in a way that has never been accomplished in our house before we got Cozy Earth.
Here's a 100-night sleep trial that they're doing. You can try them for yourself. Every detail is designed to feel effortlessly comfortable. Returns are easy, but after feeling this level of comfort, you won't want to let them go. There's also a 10-year warranty, built with care and precision because true comfort is meant to endure.
To me, I feel like there's nothing better than slipping into comfy, cozy sheets at the end of a long day. And Cozy Earth really has you covered. Discover how care in every detail transforms simple routines into moments of true comfort and ease.
Head to CozyEarth.com and use our code ThatWasUs for up to 20% off.
And if you get a post-purchase survey, please be sure to mention that you heard all about Cozy Earth right here on the podcast.
Experience the craft behind the comfort and make every day feel intentional.
No, but if you gentlemen would be so kind, if there's something from your past that you love, maybe an early song that you wrote, maybe the most recent thing you wrote, maybe it's a song you never wrote, maybe it's Life as a Highway.
Maybe it is.
Would you guys treat us
Sure.
to some music?
Sure.
Come on.
You want to go first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
I'll open for you. I'd prefer that. All right.
Do you remember the song to your girlfriend?
Oh, it was so bad that she cheated on me after it.
Don't play it. Don't play it.
So I won't play that.
F that ish.
I don't even remember it.
Boo. You want to call
about that?
Do you want to call her out on the podcast? Do you want to say her
What's her
name?
name?
Do you want to say her name?
Guys, she wasn't real.
I'm just saying no. Stop. She was real.
Stop.
Shame on you.
She wasn't.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Quick, start playing.
Or I'll play like an early. It was like the first Gold Spot song that I wrote. That sort of like it sort of started my little Gold Spot career.
Right on.
And Dan liked this song too, so you like this one, right?
I do.
Or you told me you did.
Just the right amount of Indian. Yeah.
Okay, it's called Friday. Today's Friday, it is my day to do what I want. Mama can tell me I'm going nowhere. I'm just a prisoner of my fate. Would you come along, bring me in? Could you come along, bring me in? Bring me in. Today's Friday, it is my day to disappear, to kings and queens and make-believing. No demons in my head. Would you come along, bring me in? Could you come along, bring me in? Bring me in. If you were around in my sleep, if you could be found in my sleep, give me a sign, give me a sign. Today's Friday, it is my day to live a simple life. Put on my makeup, dress up in color. Maybe you might see me down here, and you'd come along, bring me in. Or you'd come along, bring me in. Bring me in. If you were around in my sleep, if you could be found in my sleep, give me a sign, give me a sign. Maybe we'll walk into the rain to ease what's on my mind. Oh, you're both hand in hand, and you're living your life over again. Today's Friday, it is my day to live a simple life. Put on my makeup, dress up in color. Maybe you might see me down here, and you'd come along, bring me in. Oh, you'd come along, bring me in. Bring me in. If you were around in my sleep, you could be found in my sleep. Give me a sign, give me a sign. Today's Friday, it is my day to do what I want. Mama can tell me I'm going nowhere. I'm just a prisoner of my fate. Would you come along, bring me in? Would you come along, bring me in?
Come on.
Damn.
Thank you.
Your voice is perfect. It's crazy.
Perfection. So good.
I know, like, you can't hit a bad note,
know.
Sid. It's,
I've been saying, so Sid has gone on and he's now won Emmys and we've done a bunch of shows together. But I think it's time for Sid to write a new album of original songs,
Yes.
actually. And I've been on him
Sid.
about this. So
Go.
With Taylor?
I'm down. We were talking about writing more songs together.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Dan actually has to give Sid time off to do that. He keeps,
This is an earlier song of my band Dawes. I feel like this song, I think when I wrote this song, I felt like, okay, now I know, or at least have a better sense of what I sound like. I think I was sort of reaching and grasping at whatever I could until then. And this song kind of lined it up a little bit more for me. It's called Moon in the Water. When the wind is with me, but somehow out of sight, not knowing where it comes from or where it goes. That's the way your memory shapes the middle of my nights since the last time I saw you and the words you chose. When I said this must be what love is like, I saw it in a dream. You looked into my eyes and said, you don't know what you mean. Love is for the fisherman who cast his nets too far upstream, fishing for the moon in the water. So I act now as if I forgot, my efforts all in vain. I spent some time with a new girl who made the simple world seem fine. But like a rose placed in a flower pot, her true nature contained, not knowing what she asks for or what she'll find. When she says, if I've ever had love in my life, then surely this is it. I said, anyone who talks like that doesn't understand one bit. That love is for the fighter, born to lose but never quit, swinging for the moon in the water. So I left her with her dreams, where I thought that she belonged, not with my secrets, which she heard but never knew. I hoped my loneliness found peace, I hoped my number had been drawn, when all I wanted from her was to remind me of you. So I stay out in the streets, hoping to find you anywhere, now that I understand the woman you need to be. I can feel you in the heat, I can taste you in the air, and I can't help but find your face in everything I see. And once I can admit you're gone, I place it on a star and wait for the day I'm what you need, and then reach out for your heart. 'Cause even if love is more my mistress than my lovers ever are, you'll always be the moon in the water. You'll always be the moon in the water.
So good. It's not very often that you get to hear music by two of the greatest living songwriters, back to back, live at the Wiltern Theater in Los Angeles, California.
Can I ask you a
Guys, those
question?
are incredible.
Can I ask you guys a question? This is like really like on an anthropological, just sort of observational thing.
Just to be like, how do you do that?
It's something like that, but it's a little bit more nuanced than that. Do you think about the notes that you are singing at all, or is it just the meaning of the song and conveying that carries you through it? I mean, like, I'm sure there's technical things to it, but it seems to me that you get lost in the message and the meaning of what you're trying to communicate, and then the other part just sort of floats along with that. Is that true or not true?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think about the notes when I'm singing. I really, if I'm honest, I think about like absolutely nothing. Like I don't think anything goes through my mind.
Nice.
It's
That's my boy.
Sterling says, well, I could do that.
Okay.
The same could be asked about acting.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. Like
do you think about your intentions? Do you think about the word? Like, what's your process?
Hold on, Mandy Moore.
I know, I skipped over Taylor.
We should flip
I
this
skipped over
back.
Taylor answering.
I want to hear husband's answer too.
I mean, what Mandy brings up is a good point where you study and you learn structure and you learn theory and you learn what chords work and you learn how to place the melody over it. And then when you do kind of step into the ring, it's really important to just not think about that stuff, or else you're going to hear the craft.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's the same with acting, where if I can feel the work, then I'm not as interested. But it's weird. It is a weird marriage. So much, at least for me, sometimes the line, I'll have the first line, and that will dictate the shape of the melody. Like in that song, like, when the wind is with me, but somehow out of sight. Like I have that written down. I don't know how I'm going to sing it. I have these chords. When the wind is with me, but somehow out of sight. Okay, that's the melody for that part. And so when I get to the second verse, I know I have to work it within ba-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. So the rules present themselves as it kind of goes along.
Yeah.
But also it's like you don't want to be too bound by that, because then that can, again, turn it into more of an exercise than a exorcise. And yeah, it's kind of juggling a whole lot of things at once. I often write, like I'll have a title. I had that title actually in my notebook for
You'll come
months.
up with a title before lyrics?
I had Moon in the Water sitting there. I was like, I know that's a good song. I know that's a good title for a song for what I like. I don't know how to write it. And I just had to sit and wait until I found a way in. And it's like a desperation. It's like any way in, I'll write it, even if it's a 2-line song. Like whatever gets that out, then I'll just follow that thread.
But it's usually lyric first before melody?
More like concept first. It's not like a full page of words. It's like a first line, a title, sometimes not always, but kind of like the crux. Like, oh, this is what the song's about. But that goes back to like the John Prine kind of school, which I feel like I learned most about songwriting from, like Christofferson and John Prine, where you start to feel like, how did they filter this thing into this, like, how did they land the plane? In their cases, how did they land the plane so well?
Yeah.
And so I feel like with that, it's like, it's hard, but it's really fun, and that's why I don't just sit down and start writing, because then it's even harder. Then I don't know how to funnel it into a unifying thought.
So
Can I change my answer?
you may go ahead.
No, you said I think about nothing.
I felt like I could have been better.
He said, I don't think
Do you ever start with the title? Like, what happened when you're like, okay, Cars?
No. He was given
What?
cars.
I was given cars.
He was given cars.
He was given Cars,
given
which,
Cars.
can we say, one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Oh, genius.
Well, you and every other 2-year-old boy
That's
in the country.
right, baby!
No, I never have a title. I need
don't.
Taylor's notebook. No,
This
I
Is
know.
Us didn't have a title for a
No,
long
It
time.
didn't.
Yeah.
It was
Happy
Happy
Birthday.
Birthday. It was 36.
It
Untitled
was
Dan
never
Fogelman.
Happy Birthday.
See,
Okay, Dan Fogelman, you were not at that photo shoot where they tried to make us put on birthday hats.
No, I know.
they did.
They did. They tried to name the show Happy Birthday at one point, but we all
Yeah.
said no.
But we didn't.
We showed
Remember
up-
though,
we showed
Milo
up
at
to
that
our
photo shoot was
first-
like,
Happy
no,
birthday.
we're the birthday
We
heroes.
showed up to our first photo shoot, and there was a little trolley of like birthday hats and a cake and streamers, and we were all staring at it like, what is that for? And somebody said, yeah, they're kind of thinking that maybe
You
the
wanna be
show
a
is going to
team
be
player?
called
Yeah, you wanna-
Happy Birthday. And I think it was you or somebody
It was
like,
Milo who was like,
Milo was
"Don't
like,
put on the
nobody
hats."
touches the birthday shit.
That sounds right.
Milo texted me. and he
Sounds
was like-
right.
Milo texted me. He's like, I told them, under no one puts on a fucking birthday hat. And I was like, yeah, you're the man. I love it.
Because you know historically
was
that
right.
is what they're going to use.
Yeah.
They're going to use, we've lost Sterling.
As soon as you pose like this, that's on the billboard.
With
Happy
the hat.
birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
God, sorry. Real quick. I wanted to just address the acting question real quick.
Thank you.
Because I didn't forget about you, Mama. is because the slight difference that I see between your art and this acting thing is that you have somebody else to play off of.
Sure.
So you do all these things in terms of preparation. What is it that you want to try to affect from a person? How do you want them to receive this, et cetera, and communicate? And then that other person adds the last part of the magic.
That you don't know what
That
it's going
you
to be
don't
until
know
you're
what
there
it's
in the
going to be.
moment.
So
Yeah,
it happens in a very live moment there, which is like you always prepare as much as you can so that you can be free to play in that moment.
Sure.
But they don't have that.
Well, we
That's what
kind
I'm-
of do.
You do?
Like with an audience, that's always a factor of like, how is this feeling in the room right now? Sorry.
Yeah.
And then it definitely happens with a band where when you're playing with other musicians
Sure.
and that'll, oh no, we're gonna play it a little more lively tonight.
Right.
But I know what you're saying. I mean, it's definitely not like a back and forth. It's not like a duet the way that a
Especially the
scene would
writing
be.
process,
Yeah,
for
especially
sure.
not in the writing
I
process.
come more from the Sid school.
Just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm just a blank slate.
I like that.
And I
like
just
that.
let,
I
let
will
it
say
flow
when
through me.
working on the show, and this is something I noticed, it was consistent through how many? We did 106 episodes.
Bucko 6, yeah, man.
Is that, you know, Dan gets all he goes compliments the music and all that, but I will say like the show worked, as we call it, dry, like with nothing. I would watch these episodes before putting the score on, and it all worked. Like it always worked. It always felt like it was perfect. Like it felt emotional. The performances were incredible. Like I think it's like one of the best ensembles like ever in television, and it's,
You know what?
It really is. Like it was like a magical moment, and I just like, you know, I don't think we'll ever have a gig like that again, or I won't. But like that was like so special. But the music, like, it was always this balance of like just doing I was always trying to live under the skin a little bit and not do too much because it was there already, you know.
Yeah.
And you guys brought it. Like it was so inspiring to work to whatever you guys were already bringing to the screen. That's
We
great.
appreciate the compliment. And as we rewatch the show, like all of us, we've been watching this show for the past, how long has it been? A
2
year?
years.
Has it been 2 years? So we've been doing this for 2 years now, basically because we just really like hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
And also, it's sort of recounting like, wow, we made something really special. Like something that touches people in a really profound way that we weren't even really fully aware of while you're doing it. Even Fogelman will say this. He'll say like, I don't know if I got a chance to enjoy it as much as I wanted to while it was happening. And so I think for the three of us in watching, it's like, wow, this was a really good show. And when one of the reasons for this podcast, or for this one live, is like, the music slaps, son.
Yeah.
That shit slaps in a really hard
I-
and delightful way.
I've been listening back to all 6 seasons of music.
Yeah.
You can get those playlists on Spotify. And the music itself is a world. And it has this tone of, I was telling Mandy earlier, I was like, it feels like an old man who has lived a good life and who has lost the love of his life and who has reconnected with an old love and is driving cross country to see them. Like all of it. It just has this story of its own. And if you don't, I mean, a lot of you were here because you are rewatching with us, hopefully. But,
Thank you.
But if you don't have time to rewatch the episodes, you put this music on and it evokes an emotional response in and of itself.
It does.
That is so profound. And tonight, we have had the soul of the music of This Is Us with us.
Thank you, guys.
Please give it up for Dan
Thank you.
Fogelman, Taylor Goldsmith, and Sid Khosla.
Khosla.
For those of you who listen to the podcast, we have an occasional segment on the podcast called
Hot take.
I say hot, you say take. Hot, hot. And
You
we've been
guys are
getting,
so obedient. This is
Yeah.
wonderful.
and we got some hot takes from the audience here tonight. We did it. We made it safely. And now we have hot takes here. Pass
Thank
it.
you,
Take one.
Natalie.
Pass. Oh, that's specifically for me. That's specifically for me.
Peep out the.
Thank you.
Oh, hot.
Oh my gosh.
It's Sully's face.
It's Sully's face.
You guys, this is. I thought this was going to be a special night, but that's the most special, right?
Before we do the hot takes, Mandy Moore was saying this before the show. Christopher Joseph Sullivan is really the driving force behind this podcast.
Yes.
He's the person who asked us to do
him.
it the first time. He's like, we should do a live one. And the man picks up the reins and he makes shit happen. So give it up for my man, Sully.
That's why you're here
He's the
tonight.
man.
Because
You're the
of
man,
Chris.
bro.
The most beautiful part about any creative collaboration is that collaboration. So any chance I get to be creative with you two, with these musicians that you're about to see, with anybody in my life, it is my favorite thing. So thank you for
Amen,
coming
brother.
along for the ride. And thank you for making it possible.
You
Hot takes!
Hot takes.
All right,
You wanna start?
we'll just go down the line?
Yeah,
You do
let's
it
go down
first.
the
Let's see
line.
it right here.
Let's hear it.
We got a hot take from Selena.
What up, Selena?
Is there only one or are there two?
Just one, Selena.
Where you at?
Only
Here's a
one
hot
Selena.
take.
Let's hear it.
Rebecca never should have agreed to go on tour with Ben. An ex is an ex.
I kind of agree.
Hot take!
Do you really?
A little bit.
Because the kids were young? Because of why?
No, the kids weren't young, but there's some weird tension there.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Unresolved tension.
If Ben was on the up and wasn't trying to do nothing superfluous, for you as an artist and trying to find like your own purpose in the world.
Correct, but we came to see that he had
Okay.
other intentions.
I hear you. But it was one of them kiss things that I was like, and you could have just pushed him off, and it seemed like he was fine after. No, okay,
No.
okay, I got
Give
you.
us one.
No,
right.
there was no going back.
This is from Danielle. Miguel was the real hero. Jack was just toxic. Hot take!
That is a scorching take.
That's the hottest take I've ever heard.
Hot take!
Guys are
I'll let the
ridiculous.
woman who was married to both of them go first. Mama, what you got to say to that hot take?
I think that's too hot. I will agree.
pretty hot.
I will agree that Miguel never got his proper due, right?
Yes. Yes. We
Lil
can say
Miguel
that.
love. Give it up
I
for
feel
Miguel.
like people just in general came around to him a little too late.
Yeah.
I always had the softest spot for Mr. Huertas and Miguel.
Yeah.
But I don't
Jack
think
was just
I don't
toxic.
I don't think so. I think he was wow.
What do you got, Mandy Moore?
What's yours?
I would have loved to have seen one of those alternate reality episodes in which Rebecca never lost the third baby. I wonder why Randall never brought that scenario up to his therapist.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
That
an
would have been an
take.
interesting.
That would have been very interesting. I wouldn't have been a part of the show. But,
We can't have that.
you know, listen.
I mean-
Hot take.
I'm not
I'd
in
like
every
to see
episode.
what this looks like without Sterling K. Brown. You know, it's a pretty good show. He gets all the awards for it, but
But get him out of there.
you know,
Get him out
it'd
of there.
be interesting.
You got the next one, Big So. What's up?
All right, Miss, is it Mickey? Mikey? Mickey. Doesn't matter. It's anonymous.
All
It
right,
could be
there you go.
anonymous
It's all
if,
good.
if the take's too hot.
What you got?
Oh, God, I need glasses,
You
guys.
You got it?
Tell me you're 45 without telling me you're 45.
There you go. I got you if you need it.
It is dark.
The show
This show
and
this
this podcast.
and this
this
podcast is my guilty pleasure. Why does Sterling wear his Stanford t-shirt so much? Get new clothes, SKB, and wear quints.
I cannot.
I'm not wearing it tonight. I proudly represent the Cardinal. You know what I'm saying? And I wear a lot of stuff over and
No,
over
but
again
guess what,
because it's
guys?
very
Also,
comfortable.
Spoiler alert: we do record 3 podcasts, usually in one sitting. So it's
That's
like
true.
when
So if you watch
see,
3 in a row, it's like, why is this Negro in the same stuff? It's because
Why
it's
is
on
he
the
not
same
doing his
day.
That's
I
impressive
know-
hygiene.
I know he's at least wealthy.
He's
He could
very
have
busy.
he could have 2 Stanford t-shirts.
I do. I have exactly 2. Here's the thing. At the beginning of the podcast, we're like, should we change clothes for each
we
one?
did, we did.
And Mandy,
You
we
guys
would
did.
all go in like a room, and Mandy would go around the corner. We change clothes. I was like, it's too hot for this shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the same
It was
thing.
like
the whole time.
it was early summer. We were in a place that was not air conditioned.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
pregned. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys.
Did you go to
guys just-
Berkeley or something?
I was like,
What's
you
wrong
guys
with
just
you?
have to change shirts. I had to wear whole new outfits. It was never gonna work.
Oh my
So
God.
anyway.
Okay, good hot take. You don't like Stanford. I got you. This is Luce. Luce says, we should have seen Kev and Sophie's wedding in either teen or adult timeline.
Okay.
Or at least a mention of it in the future timeline.
You know what?
That's not a hot.
I
I'm not
agree.
mad at that.
I'm
I
with
agree.
that. We spent enough emotional energy on that relationship. We deserved an entire
Payoff.
spin-off.
That we
Yeah.
needed a payoff.
Yeah.
We didn't, because I think for a long time we didn't know if we was gonna get Sophie in the end. So it's like, well, let's not give him too much time.
I was
'cause
like,
it may-
is Virgin River
It may
still
wind up
shooting?
with one of these
We're not
other
gonna get
blonde
her.
white women. So let's not go too far into it. It's too
Listen,
crazy.
he can have other relationships, but she's got to be blonde and she's got to be white.
We already saw the kids,
We
baby.
saw the
we
kid.
saw the kids.
We saw the kid.
We knew it wasn't Zoe. That's all I'm telling you.
Okay, B says, this is a hot take.
Yeah.
Jack purposely went back into the burning house, not just for the dog, but to get that box of pictures from Vietnam. I think he was gonna tell his family about Nikki.
You know what?
That's an interesting
It's an
take.
interesting take.
Because if ever there was
Really
something,
toxic, huh? Now what do you think?
because if ever there was a moment where a life-changing event would have made him reconnect with his brother, that would have been it.
Get him.
obviously.
Yeah, get him.
But do you think
You
about
get
that
'em.
in the moment? Like,
Probably not.
just-
Not thinking about it in the moment. I think he wanted keepsakes that he knew the family would cherish.
Sure,
like
sure.
history, but not necessarily to connect with Nikki.
Yeah.
But maybe once he looked at it,
Yeah?
he was like,
you know what I'm saying? I would like to think that if
That's
he
not-
continued to live, he probably would have said, hey guys, guess what? I got a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Go ahead.
This one's really hot.
okay.
I hope Dan Fogelman is in conversation
Let
backstage.
go. What you got?
The train symbolism was overkill. We didn't need it.
Hot take!
Hey, it's not called hot takes for a reason, people.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're not booing. We're just discussing thoughtfully. We listen and we don't
Respectfully.
judge.
Respectfully.
She thought it was overkill. What do you think, man?
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yes.
Yeah. I disagree. I
We don't
feel
judge,
like it was
but we disagree.
I feel like I feel like it was one of the most exquisite
Yeah. It was lyrical.
episodes written, like what was on the page. It was just
It's all right. That's why it's a hot take.
It moved me so profoundly, and just like also the concept of you understanding what was happening in a haze, waiting for sister to get there. You know, like, no, you're wrong. Your take is
and
wrong.
hold on. And you will see when we get to this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is based on one of our writers' her life, her mother-in-law. This was like, this is a story based on her life. So
Yeah.
yes, maybe it does seem like overkill, but this was like a very true to life.
Yeah.
Let me just do this one real.
I
Let me
agree,
just-
it's beautiful.
Let me just do this one real quick because there's nothing to even talk about because it is not the biggest hot take, but Siddhartha Khosla should have won numerous Emmys. Agreed.
Spoiler alert,
Agreed.
he
Enough said.
has, just
take that.
not for This Is Us.
Okay, so Emily Dartes says, the show is really funny. The show is really funny, not sad. Once you rewatch the second time, you know the sad stuff and what to expect on that, so you can appreciate the humor way more.
Emily, that is...
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Emily. I appreciate
I
it.
agree.
The first time I read the pilot, I was laughing hysterically until like you get
Yeah.
to the end of it and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah.
you're my mom?
Also,
Yeah.
I wish everybody got to be around while we were shooting
Yeah.
because like,
We had a lot of fun.
oh my God, especially like I've said many a time, but like anytime I was in age makeup
Yeah.
and I was with the whole family,
We
the other
try-
side,
We
yeah.
try to keep it fun for you,
Yeah.
mama.
It was too
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
much. I was like, my prosthetics are gonna pop off,
She
guys.
has- when you have the prosthetics on, you can't,
can't
smile
really-
or
you
laugh
can't really
too hard.
laugh, so you're
There's a lot
like-
of. You got
Not
one?
a lot of emotion. This is pretty hot.
Let's hear
This
it.
is from Veronica M.
Come on, Veronica.
Kate
That's
and-
Veronica Mars?
Yep, Veronica Mars. Kate and Toby were never good for each other.
Hot take.
You agree?
You agree?
I'm not saying that.
What are you saying?
I would not say that.
Well, what are you saying?
I would say I understand why it's a hot take.
It is a hot take.
It's a hot take.
There's this idea sometimes that when people feel like marriages end, that it was a failure, but maybe it was for that season. Maybe they were meant to be each other for a particular period of time
they have two
in their
beautiful
lives.
children.
You know what I'm saying?
And they brought their own issues and baggage to the relationship.
Yeah.
And
As we
some
all
of it
do.
got resolved and some of it certainly did not.
Because here's the thing, this is what I'm going to say to this one, because it is a hot take and it's interesting. It just makes me think about marriage. I celebrate 20 years of marriage, March 18th of this year. And I'll say, Ryan Michelle Bathay is the love of my life. Not because it's always easy, but because we keep choosing each other.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So even when you're not perfect for each other, you can still choose each other and just choose to be perfect for each other. That's it.
There you go.
There we go. All right, I'll do Will. How come you got so many more cards?
No, because I'm not
We've
throwing
been
them at
tossing
you.
We've been tossing.
Sorry.
We tossing
Come and
cards
get 'em.
out here, baby. Here we go. Big Will says, I think it would have been epic if Toby and Kate found their way back to each other after marrying other people years later.
Lots of varying opinions.
What do you think? People feeling Katobi. There's a lot of Katobi.
After they married different people?
Yeah.
And then divorced them?
And then divorced them and
Okay,
then went
just
back
like, just checking. Just check.
No.
Or
A torrid affair while they're married to other people.
Yeah.
No, that's not the show.
Do you have
Show.
another one?
Shame.
I do. I have one more.
Sorry, I almost hit you, big dog.
Don't throw them
He's
too
looking
far.
at his phone.
Don't throw
even
them
worry
too
about
far.
it.
Don't give anybody a paper cut.
They're sharp. They're sharp.
Are you recording?
But
Okay,
yeah.
I'm just making sure.
Do you have one more, or that's
Come get-
it?
I've got one more.
Okay.
Who wants?
I'll do my last one.
Go
This
ahead.
is from Tiara.
Yeah, Tiara.
Tiara.
Yeah.
Randall kicking Annie out of her room when they had a whole basement for William was crazy work.
We've talked about this a lot.
Listen, you don't put old people in the basement. It gets cold and drafty.
That's
You
your
understand?
reasoning?
I wanted him to be comfortable and warm.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a set down
Yeah.
there most of the time.
Yeah. We did.
Most of the time we did not.
But every
For
once
like
in a while,
one episode, you and
Justin
Justin.
was downstairs and we had a reconciliation in the basement. And I think he knocked boots with somebody in the basement of my house. And I was like, now it's time to close this set.
Yeah.
I can't have white people having sex in the bottom of my house. It's not right.
Last one. It's a good one to end on. Michonne says the show would have had a whole different vibe if someone in the family wanted to be an Eagles fan.
Hot take.
This has been an excellent episode of Hot Takes. Thank you so
Incredible.
much for coming out tonight.
Yeah.
That was us.
That was us. That Was Us is filmed at Rabbit Grin Studios and produced by Rabbit Grin Productions. Music by Taylor Goldsmith and Griffin Goldsmith.
Da-da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. That was us.
That was a headgum podcast.